What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be previewing Port Adelaide's round 4 clash against Sydney at the SCG this Saturday night. It's prime time. We're going to be playing the Swans. I am sick, and I am also sick and tired of being angry and frustrated. So let's go out and see if we can beat this mob at their own ground. The little G, as I like to call it. It's Sydney versus Port Adelaide. Let's preview this one. Sydney are a very good side, and I'm not going to shy away from that. They're simply the grand finalists of last year, obviously losing to Geelong by 80-odd points. And I think they've had a pretty good start to the year. They've pumped Hawthorn, they've pumped the Gold Coast, and lost to a Melbourne outfit that's probably in pretty good touch at the moment, and probably a step above the rest when it comes to how their form is. And Sydney, well, I'm pretty sure they've got a really, really good lineup. They're obviously going to have Buddy and Amadi and McDonald down in the forward half. They're going to be quite tall when it comes to going in the forward 50. Obviously, they've got Heaney as well and Papley. They've just got a well-rounded team, and they're a team that I like to think probably beat us Saturday night. And I say I like to think it because it gives me hope that if it's an upset, I generally will be happy that Port Adelaide win this game. If they do it, fantastic. If not, then we're 1-3, and we're pretty much at the drawing board in terms of what it comes to for the future choices. And if you haven't seen the untenable video that I put out just yesterday, you can definitely check that out. My thoughts on the current situation with Ken Hinkley, the football club in general, and what position we stand heading into the rest of the year. Only 3 rounds, but in saying that, it's only 3 rounds of what's been a 10-year period of time where we're not sure where Port Adelaide stand, and we're still not sure where Port Adelaide stand. Beaten last week by a very good Adelaide outfit, and in the last 10 minutes we fell away. No intensity. I think one of the biggest things for Port Adelaide this week is contested possessions. That's the main focus. Sydney, I think, are ranked 8th or 9th when it comes to contested ball, and our clearance work is actually really good. That's when it's clean. You know, we seem to make the most of the clearances when we do get them. We're very good inside 50 when it comes to efficiency this year, which has been great, but we're just not getting enough of the footy. Not enough uncontested possessions, not enough uncontested marks, and we saw that dominate really well in the second half against Brisbane, but I haven't seen it since. And we've let teams really, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the way Collingwood bet us was on transition and really just pinpointing their passes and really putting the pressure on us inside their own 50. Adelaide the same. We never really got a chance to lock it in our 50, and it was real transition, real quick play right across the board. And you know, it's just that one thing that really sticks in your mind is there's so many players just missing the mark at the moment. I mean, I'm talking about the leadership group, you know, Jonas, Wines, Darcy Byrne-Jones. They're just missing marks. And I'm not talking actual marks. I'm talking missing the standard that it should be. Like, it's just one of those things where this is a week where the leadership group stands up and says, this is our game. This is the one we stand up and say, for 2023 alone, we make a point. We make a statement that we're here. We're not going to lie down. We're not going to just walk through, get ready for Ken Hinkley to get sacked and, you know, essentially give up on season 2023. I don't want to see that. I know Sydney are a very good outfit. They've got a very quality defence. Very quality. There's not English. Very good quality defence. They've got a great forward line. They've got a superb midfield. They're such a well-rounded team, and it's going to be a tough ask at the SCG to beat the Swans. Overall, though, I do think we've got the calibre to match with that. It's just whether or not we're mentally switched on and prepared to treat this as a game that is bigger than what it is, which is just a round 4 clash. I did say Sydney is a very good team, but they haven't beaten us since 2016. Ever since they thumped us at the SCG on that dreadful Saturday afternoon, where we literally didn't score a goal till the third quarter. We've beaten them, you know, 17, 18 with both at the SCG, 2019 was at Adelaide Oval, and 2020 as well was also at the Adelaide Oval. And was it at the Adelaide Oval? I'm pretty sure it was at the Adelaide Oval. 2021 was that epic with Scott Lycett kicking the winner, and you know, last year was a Todd Marshall masterclass. So all of those things add up to great form against the Swans. We match up really well, and we seem to get them at times where it is this situation. We've got a point to prove. Sydney are quite comfortable in their season at the moment after 3 rounds. Yeah, they'd be disappointed with a big loss to Melbourne, but that only blew out late, and they were right in that game, besides a very fast Melbourne start. I do think, as I said, we match up really well. The form guide previously states that we are really well primed to win this game in terms of features from previous games. Yeah, I'll talk about last year. Todd Marshall got off the hook and just kicked 4 beautiful ones. Charlie Dixon's been in great form this year, and I think, looking at the way we want to look at it is Todd Marshall's the number one key forward, but you can't shy away from Charlie being the superior. He's just taking marks. He doesn't really, normally that's coming to ground. There was this one mark against the Crows where he took it and it stuck in his fingertips. Normally that's coming to ground and one of the smalls are getting onto that or we're causing a stoppage. He's in really good nick at the moment. We just need to find a way to get Todd back into it. Finlayson was a bit quiet last week. In terms of how we use our forward line, Fantasia probably starts this week. I like Rioli up there. Power Pepper's been a fantastic touch. For me, Boak. Boak's the one. He starts in the middle. First bounce. You have Travis Boak starting there. You can't have him as a sub against the Pies and let him roam free. And then against the Crows, you literally use him for nothing in that dead, career-ending half-forward flank position. Let him rotate through. He had hardly any time in the midfield. And he was just not sighted. He had a couple of great passages of play. Had that poor attack on the footy in the last quarter. That was, as I said, was he quite scared with his ribs. Just have Boak in there. I'd have Boak, Rosie and Wines. Have Horn Francis starting on the bench. Have Butters at half forward alongside Dixon or Marshall and Power Pepper. That is how I'm utilising Boak to start with. Yeah, let him rest up forward or on the bench. I don't care if it's middle stages. At the key moments, you're having your best midfielder, who I still think is Travis Boak, alongside Connor Rosie. He finished second in the BNF, playing as predominantly a midfielder last year. Why would you change that? Why would you end someone's great touch and great form simply because, we've got some kids exciting and they're developing? I understand that, and there's a bit of biasness showing towards Boak here, but when it going gets tough, the kids are not going to learn in their situation by simply coughing up a game in the midfield so they could learn one lesson. It takes time. You have your best midfielder in there. You have your Wines, you have your Boak, and you have Rosie to start with at the bounce. Last set, my selections are quite interesting. I'm bringing in Josh Sin for a game. I'm bringing in Bryn Teakle, and I'm bringing in Trent McKenzie if he's fit to play. I think Jonas gets dropped. There has to be a statement made at selection. I do believe Tom Jonas should stand up and say, I'm not in good form. I want to be dropped. Make a statement. If not, you come out and you play good football, Tommy. I believe in you. I think you're a great captain. You just come out and show it. Show it in a way that the other players are going to be like, right, we're in this. We're going to be doing this with TJ. If that's the case, Tom Cleary comes out and then Trent McKenzie comes back in. I think he complements Alira a little bit better as well. Lysette comes out. And I think Lockie Jones was under a little bit of an injury cloud, but that wasn't really great last week. So I think he comes out for Josh Sin. A bit of pace is what we need across the board, and I'm looking forward to seeing what selection happens. Obviously, I'm recording this prior to selection, so there's going to be a bit of cross-play here where you're watching this and the selection's already been done. Why hasn't Anthony talked about it? I'm just putting my predictions now before selection's actually announced. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And overall, just an attitude. Come out firing this week, Port. Don't be lackluster. And please to God, don't lose by 10 goals. Thank you for watching, Port fans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content to come your way. Latest episode of The Glass Table is out now, so make sure you check that one out. And we look forward to seeing what Sydney and Port Adelaide bring on Saturday night. Thank you for watching. My name's Anthony, and as always, go on the pair.